It's time, bro. The rematch is happening this weekend. I'm excited. I'm here to give you my picks, like you see in the thumbnail and the title. I think Masvidal's gonna beat Gilbert Burns, and I also think Alex Pereira is gonna win. So stay tuned for my predictions on the main card. But I'm gonna go to the early prelims first. Looks like a really good card. I'm really excited to kind of scroll down, see what's here on these early prelims. Let me just click on this. It's a lot easier. I'll go down to these early prelims if they want to load. No, they don't want to load. Oh, Cynthia Calvillo. Oh my fucking god, what is that? Um, yeah, first bout, I'm gonna go with Jacqueline Amorim. I'm gonna pick her. Uh, Featherweight bout, we got Nerdy and Mbeke versus Steve Garcia. I'm gonna go with Steve Garcia by decision in this fight. I think. I've got him down as the winner of this fight in my notes, so I'm gonna pick Steve Garcia. I've got Amorim. I've got Steve Garcia. What else we got? We got catchweight bout. We've got Ignacio Bahamondes. This is gonna be a good fight. We got Bahamondes versus Trey Ogden. I think this is gonna be a good fight, dude. I like Bahamondes. I'm really high on this guy. And he's got the fucking welterweight goat in his corner, bro. He's got Bilal Muhammad in his corner, bro. So, Bilal, remember the corner, Muhammad. I'm going to pick Bahamondes by KO in this fight. Obviously, the odds are kind of agreeing with me as well. So, I feel like that's a pretty obvious choice. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Bahamondes by KO. But Trey Ogden's pretty good, dude. I picked him to win his last fight, but it got cancelled. I think it was on San Antonio on that card. So, yeah, bro, I'm excited to see this fight. I think that'll be a good matchup. But yeah, I got Bahamondes winning that fight. He's leveling up every fight, and he's beat really experienced guys. He's beat really good guys as well. So a lot of potential for this guy. Moving on to the main event of the early prelims, we've got Cynthia the Joker Calvillo versus Lupi Godinez. Why are you still in the UFC, bro? Why are you still in the UFC? I've literally never seen this chick actually fight before. I gotta be honest. Let me be clear. Let me be real with you guys right now. I've never watched a Cynthia Calvillo fight in my life, bro. I'm gonna be real, cause I actually like enjoy my life a little bit too much to do that. I think I watched her lose to Jessica Andrade, but I didn't even watch. I was kind of just like listening to it while I was doing other stuff, cause I was like, oh, cool, Cynthia Calvillo's on. I'll go take a bathroom break or something like that. But yeah, I just don't see her winning this fight whatsoever. Apparently, she's like this really good grappler. I've never seen her do anything good in the UFC. I feel like I'm going fucking. Sorry, dude. She seems like a nice person, but yeah, I'm gonna pick Lupi Godinez to win this fight by decision. I don't see there being a finish in this fight, and I just don't think Cynthia Calvillo really wants it anymore. Probably gonna get cut from the UFC if she loses. So I hope she doesn't get cut. For her. I hope she has like other career things like going on. I don't know. I feel that feels a bit mean, but yeah, bro. I just don't think she's gonna win this fight. So, moving on, we've got a heavyweight bout, newly made Carl Williams versus Chase Sherman. Originally, it was Chase Sherman versus Chris Barnett, and I was gonna pick Chase Sherman in that fight. I was feeling like, oh, I'm gonna be making the outlandish pick. Like, yeah, I think Chris Barnett's gonna get knocked out, but I actually think Carl Williams is gonna win this fight. I think he's just gonna run over Chase Sherman. He didn't fight too recently. Fought on the Yan versus Marab card when I picked Marab to win in the main event because I never miss, bro. And that's why in these main card picks that are coming up, I'm going to let you know the truth because I never miss. Except for the 3 times that I missed in the main event and the 43 times that I was wrong. But otherwise, I don't fucking miss, bro. So I'm going to go Carl Williams by decision, okay? Moving on, we've got Gerald Meerschaert versus Joe Pyfer. This is a tough one because I can see both these guys winning. The odds are very close, obviously. A lot of people are picking Joe Pyfer by KO. And I'm worried that if I pick Gerald Meerschaert, that he's going to lose. And that if I don't pick him, he's going to win. Gerald Meerschaert, his job in the UFC is not to win fights. It's just to ruin, like, parlays. And just ruin predictions. So, I feel like whatever I pick here is going to be wrong. And I want the funniest outcome to happen. So, I'm going to pick Joe Pyfer by KO. In round 1, which means that Gerald Meerschaert's going to submit him in round 3. But again, remember this: I picked Joe Pyfer by round 1 KO, but I know Gerald Meerschaert's going to submit him. So, do you see the genius at play? Do you see the genius at play here? That's my shoe. I'm talking to my shoe. So yeah, Joe Pyfer by KO is my pick here, but we all know what's going to happen. The GOAT is going to get unleashed. Okay, moving on, women's strawweight belt. We've got Michelle Waterson Gomez versus Luana Pinero. Pinero, sorry, my bad. I do not give a fuck, actually. I'm going to pick Pinero by submission here. I just don't think Michelle Waterson really wants it anymore, bruh. She's just been on a bit of a skid. She's never really been that good to begin with, let's be honest. Like, we all like her for different reasons. not necessarily for her fighting. And can I just say, I've never been a Michelle Waterson guy, bro. I've never really been that into her, dude. I gotta be honest. I know I have really good taste. You guys love letting me know about Mackenzie Dern all the time, but come on, dog. Come on, dog. I just never been, especially with the Karen cut. I'm just not into it, bro. But regardless, I think Pinero is going to submit her. I think Michelle Waterson is about to retire pretty much. And I think her losing to, I'm not picking her to get submitted because Amanda Lemos like exposed like a hole in her game. I think she kind of did, but at the same time, Amanda Lemos is not that good. I feel like it's just Michelle Waterson is just like also really really declining, and really really has lost motivation to fight. And I thought she was gonna retire after that Lemos fight because, bro, if you're getting smashed by Amanda Lemos, like you're not ranked material. So I'm gonna pick Luana Pinero to win this fight by submission. She may not even be a submission artist. She's from Brazil, bro. I'm gonna be real. I don't give a fuck about these fights. Like I care about GM3 versus Joe Piper, but this fight, dog, I don't care, man. So I'm gonna pick Pinero by submission. Okay. Main event of the prelims. I am excited for this bout. We got Chris Curtis versus Kelvin Gastelum. I'm gonna pick Kelvin Gastelum to win this by decision. I'm gonna pick Gastelum by decision. Um, Chris Curtis, I don't see him dropping Kelvin Gastelum. I don't see him hurting Kelvin Gastelum because you're basically saying that his chin has deteriorated when he didn't get finished by Cannonier. He didn't get finished by Whitaker. He didn't get finished by Adesanya. He didn't get finished by who else? Who else did he fight? But all these people, these power punches that he's fought. I trust Kelvin Gastelum's chin, and I think his wrestling is a lot better than the other guys that Chris Curtis has fought. And if you're getting outstruck by a Jack Hermanson, I think you might get outstruck by a Kelvin Gastelum. And obviously, if he needs to take down Kelvin Gastelum, it's going to be a very tough task. So I think Kelvin Gastelum has a really good chance to win this fight. And he's not chinny, like I said. If this was Chris Curtis versus Joaquin Buckley, I picked Chris Curtis because Joaquin Buckley's chin is gone. You know what I mean? But Kelvin Gastelum, he's not going to get chinned. So I feel like he's going to be there for 3 rounds, and he's quite underrated, honestly. So I think he's actually going to get a 29-28 decision win here, maybe a 30-27. But I'm pretty confident in Kelvin Gastelum winning this fight. So I think he's going to get the W here. And a lot of people forget Chris Curtis is like 37, 38, dude. This guy ain't young, man. This guy's got a lot of miles on him, man. So I think Kelvin Gastelum's more experienced, but also younger, so that really favors him. So I'm gonna pick Kelvin Gastelum by decision. Okay. Moving on, we're on to the main card, the first bout on the main card. I'm really excited, bro. Raul Rosas Jr. versus Christian Rodriguez. I've been going back and forth on this. I was gonna pick Rodriguez and be like, oh yeah, I'm going against the grain, but I do think Raul Rosas Jr. is going to win this fight, and I do think it's going to be either a round one submission or it's going to be a decision. Christian Rodriguez, not the fastest starter. Raul Rosas Jr., very fast starter. This guy, he truly believes he's going to be a UFC champion, and he truly still believes in Santa Claus because he's 12 years old.
He would do a better job of being a fighter than being Santa Claus. So he can actually come to my house and deliver me present. I'm gonna win this fight and run with submission.
Um, so yeah, I think Raul Rosas Jr. is going to win by submission, unrelated to my impression of him. I think he's just going to come out and put Christian Rodriguez in a really bad spot, like right away. And if Rodriguez doesn't survive that, obviously it's going to be a round one sub. But if he does, I think it's going to be a decision. If Rodriguez can kind of settle into the fight, he's got a really good chance in this matchup. I could see him winning a round off Raul Rosas Jr., but I think Raul Rosas Jr. is going to get either a round one submission or a decision victory. If Rodriguez can kind of survive that first kind of grappling exchange, that first tough position, and then kind of wake up, get into the fight, then I think Rodriguez will do have a good showcase for himself. But I am going to pick Raul Rosas Jr., so that's my first pick. Okay, second bout on the main card, we've got Kevin Holland versus Santiago Ponzinibio. I really don't rate Kevin Holland at the moment. I really think that Wonderboy fight really dropped his stock, in my opinion. And the Chimaev fight, obviously, obviously you're going to lose to a Chimaev, but at the same time, he's got some really bad losses in his career, and I really don't think he's very good. His technique is really not good, is what I'll say. He's got really good power, and he's got good accuracy, especially early on. Weirdly good accuracy, considering he throws so sloppily. So I think he's going to be the fastest starter, and I think he's going to get going early against Santiago Ponzinibbio. He's going to be more aggressive, and he's going to time Ponzinibbio earlier than Ponzinibbio will time him. You know, Ponzinibio kind of takes a little while to get into the fight and get his timing. Then round two, round three, he's a lot more dangerous. So I think it's going to be a round one or round two finish for Kevin Holland here. Maybe he KOs him, or he just drops him and submits him with a choke. That's probably pretty likely as well because Ponzinibio was getting dropped and getting like tagged up by Alex Morono. And I think Kevin Holland's going to have a much easier time hitting him than Alex Morono would. He's going to be faster and he's going to be a lot more powerful too. So I think that early start and that weird accuracy that Kevin Holland has, even though his technique is terrible, and he's not going to go much further at welterweight, I do think he's going to beat this Ponzinibio, the old damaged Ponzinibio, who is a slow starter, like I said, who takes time to kind of figure you out. And with that reach of Holland as well, obviously Ponzinibio's got really long reach as well, but I think Kevin Holland is still going to be bigger, and he's longer than most of these guys at welterweight. So that plus his power, I think he's going to capitalize on a few mistakes that Ponzinibio makes early, and the power is going to make it so that Ponzinibio can't get back into the fight. So Kevin Holland, round one or round two finish is my pick. So featured fight, bro. I'm fucking hyped for this shit, dog. I'm hyped for this shit, bro. We got Rob Font versus Adrian Yanez. A lot of people that I see on YouTube are picking Rob Font. I'm going to pick Adrian Yanez. I am going to pick Adrian Yanez. I'm on the hype train. And I truly believe this guy is just a bad matchup for Rob Font. Rob Font's going to come out boxing. Adrian Yanez is the best boxer at bantamweight right now, besides like a Petey Yan, besides like a Sean O'Malley, besides a Rob Font. The next guy is Adrian Yanez, and I think Adrian Yanez, the difference between him and Rob Font, maybe Rob Font's got a better jab, maybe Rob Font's got a better upcut, but Adrian Yanez's power is fucking different, dog. He's got that weird power that you wouldn't expect, but I really think he's gonna hurt Rob Font a lot in this fight. A lot of people are pointing to the Randy Costa Davy Grant fights as proof that volume and that these long rangier kind of guys at bantamweight are going to give Adrian Yanez trouble. I do think round one, Rob Font's going to win round one. And I do think round two is going to start off quite bad for Adrian Yanez. But I think the power is going to be the difference. Adrian Yanez has already learned all the lessons that he needs to learn to fight Rob Font. He already got fucking banged up by Randy Costa, who has power as well as the volume, you know, and Davy Grant, who has crazy fucking power. Whereas Rob Font, if he comes out trying to throw that aggressive style, which I think he will, he's going to put volume on, he doesn't have the power, dog. He couldn't finish fucking Cody Garbrandt, bro. He could not finish Cody Garbrandt, dude. He's not going to KO Adrian Yanez, bro. Like, I'm very confident in that. Watch him just get KO'd now. But, dude, I think Rob Font's going to come out with the volume. He's going to be throwing his kicks. He's going to be throwing his jab. He's going to be landing really good shots. Adrian Yanez is going to be bleeding. But then Adrian Yanez is going to punch with Rob Font. And the difference in power, if they're both trading, which I think is what's going to happen, the first one to go down will be Rob Font. And the one to go down more will be Rob Font. So I'm going to pick Adrian Yanez by either a decision or maybe he really, really finds the mark and KOs Rob Font. But I'm going to pick Adrian Yanez by 29-28 decision. The difference is going to be the power. It's going to be the knockdowns. It's going to be the wobbles that he gets on Rob Font. Because like I said, if Rob Font's throwing volume, he's wide open to be hit as well. And it only takes one from Yanez versus how many from fucking from Rob Font. So I think the power difference and the fact that this will be a boxing match, you're telling me that over 15 minutes, Rob Font's not going to get dropped at least once by Adrian Yanez badly when he's boxing with this guy who's a fucking great boxer at bantamweight. So even if he tries to wrestle, I don't think it's going to be the end-all be-all for Rob Font to win this fight is wrestling. That might help him, especially early on, but I just see too much time for Adrian Yanez to hurt him and change the momentum of the fight and get the W. So I'm going to pick Adrian Yanez 29-28 decision in the featured bout, okay? Now we're up to where my controversial pick comes in. That's welterweight co-main event. We've got Gilbert Burns versus Jorge Masvidal. Okay, that was good pronunciation. Come on, dog. That was good pronunciation. Come on, bro. I think Masvidal's going to win this by decision, dude. I think Masvidal's going to win this by decision because here's my reasonings. Number one, he has 3 rounds to work instead of 5. So his pace is going to be higher and he's not going to gas out. He's gassing out in round 5, in round 4 against Colby. He's gassing out in round 3, round 4 against Nate Diaz. High-paced fights. Gilbert Burns gassed out against Chimaev round 3. Was leaning up against the fence, borderline finished. Okay, and I think the power of Chimaev and Masvidal is pretty comparable. We saw him drop Gilbert Burns with the jab. We've seen Jorge Masvidal drop most of his opponents as well. So, landed good shots against Usman, who has a really good chin as well. Dropped Colby. So, I think there's a very high potential that he drops Gilbert Burns or that he hurts him with a punch or with an elbow in close. I can really see that happening. I can really see an elbow in close dropping Gilbert Burns because Gilbert Burns, in the words of Jorge Masvidal, this dude's face is allergic to punches, dude. This dude's face is attracted to my crotch, and this dude's face is allergic to punches, bro. So I'm gonna break this dude's face, this individual's face, dude. So I do think Masvidal's gonna win by decision. I think he's gonna have a higher output. The crowd's going to be there for him, but also his boxing and his jab and his frame is just terrible for Burns to deal with. He's going to use leg kicks as well. I really think that calf kicks and leg kicks are going to be a big factor in this fight for Masvidal. I can really see him kicking the fuck out of Burns' legs and really slowing him down and really making wrestling harder for him and striking harder for him too. So he'll be wrestling a little bit more. I think Burns is going to be really dangerous early on. Obviously, he's got a lot of power, but that big right hand that he lands over the top, it's going to be pretty hard to land on a guy as big as Masvidal, like tall. He's not a Colby, he's not an Usman, where he can pressure forward against Masvidal and land strikes at the same range that Masvidal needs to land them. I think Masvidal can keep him back with a really stiff jab and hooks in close as well, which Burns likes to do. If he's trading with Masvidal and he gets caught, bro, I can see him getting dropped. Obviously, I think Burns has the power to do it as well. I wouldn't be surprised if he drops Masvidal and Masvidal kind of recovers and spends a round on bottom with Burns on his back, but I don't think he's going to get submitted. I've seen him against Damian Maia. I've seen him against Colby Covington. I've seen him scramble with Usman. I really doubt that Masvidal gets submitted here. I really can't see that happening. This guy, Gilbert Burns, didn't even fucking submit Wonderboy, bro. And Masvidal is a way better grappler than Wonderboy, in my opinion. So I really don't see that being a factor. And if he's going to wrestle Masvidal for two or three rounds, I can see him gassing out, to be honest. I really can because, the adrenaline of the crowd, plus the fact that he's fighting quite a tall and lanky guy who has really good takedown defense against even huge guys like Usman. I really just see wrestling tiring out Burns. And just leaving him open to elbows in close in the clinch against the fence, knees against the fence from Masvidal. Elbows, like I said, up close, I really see that being a factor. But even at range, the jab, the calf kick, I think Masvidal has a lot of potential to really change the course of this fight, especially in round 2 and round 3. I think those will be the rounds for Masvidal. And I really think he's going to surprise people. I think this is going to be a Masvidal decision win. Maybe a split decision, but I think Masvidal's going to win this fight by decision, and I think he's going to keep fighting. I think he's going to try and get that Leon Edwards fight. He might get it, but I think Leon will be there. But like I said, Masvidal, I think he's getting this W by decision, dude. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's my pick. Masvidal by 29-28 decision is my pick. I think he's going to surprise a lot of people, dude. I think that elbow is going to be there for him, and I think the calf kicks are going to be there for him, and the jab. So, because Gilbert Burns' head movement, his defense is his fucking weakness, bro. He does not move his head. Straight punches are his weakness. We've seen Masvidal bust up Colby with fucking leg kicks. We've seen him bust up Usman with leg kicks. So, to say that he's not going to leg kick against a shorter guy that's going to be winging big right punches, planting his feet, I think that's going to be a big factor. So, that's my pick. Main event. 2 underdog picks. I'm picking Alex Pereira, dude. I'm picking Alex Pereira by KO here. I think he's gonna do it again. I think it wasn't a Adesanya got caught. It was Adesanya got corralled into the fence. I saw a great video about it. I should link it in the description if I can find the video again. But Alex Pereira corralled him into the fence and looped him into that left hook. Alex Pereira is a very smart fighter, and a lot of people don't give him that credit. It's not just the fact that he's big. He just has a tall stance. Izzy's fucking huge as well for middleweight, bro. Like, they're both big. It's not a size thing. It's not the weight thing. That's going to be a factor, especially if Izzy's trying to wrestle. And let me just address Izzy's wrestling, because it's not good, dude. If you're an Izzy fan, basically your logic is, oh, he hurt him at the end of the first. Oh, he took him down in round 3. Oh, he was dominating him in the grappling. First of all, in any other grappling position, which is the clinch against the fence, Alex Pereira was beating his body up with punches and knees that I think are going to take an effect on Israel Adesanya in this fight. Especially if he's trying to wrestle, which let me address now. Up against the fence, he's trying to do inside trips against the fence, which is just negates the fence is holding you up, dummy. The fence is holding him up. You need to pull him away from the fence, then do an inside triple. And regardless, trying to get a single leg, he's lifting it at the middle of the thigh, which is like the heaviest part of the leg. I don't trust this guy to wrestle for 5 rounds effectively purposefully, um, with good technique that will get Alex Pereira down, especially Alex Pereira, who is big, who does cut a lot of weight. That will help him defend takedowns. But Alex Pereira is training with Glover Teixeira all day, dude. He's going to be ready to stop takedowns if they're there. And I think this is going to be another leg kick battle. This is going to be another kickboxing fight. And let's be honest, dude. Everything that Adesanya is good at, Alex Pereira is made to beat it. Alex Pereira can check the leg kicks that Izzy loves to use, can jab with Izzy, land more powerful jabs, can land better shots at range, can land head kicks, can land body kicks, which I think will be a big factor. I think body shots will be a huge factor in this fight for Alex Pereira. Izzy loves to work against the cage and move his head. That's what got him finished in round 5. That's what got him finished. So he's going to have to change his whole game completely. And one thing that worries me for Adesanya as well is he was rewatching the fight on his YouTube channel. Go watch this video. He sees the big right hand that he hurts Alex Pereira with, which I think he will go to again. I think he will hurt Alex Pereira again at some point with that right hand. But he sees that and goes, yeah, I know what I need to do. I know exactly what I need to do. I know what I need to do. If his plan is one of two things. And both of these things, let me point out how not likely these two things are to happen, right? If you're an Izzy fan, you're basically hoping that either Israel Adesanya comes out looking for a KO, which he never does in his fights, or you're hoping that Israel Adesanya comes out and wrestles for 5 rounds, which he never does in his fights, and you're expecting those two strategies, which he never uses and may affect his cardio in a way that we've never seen before when he's usually a point fighter, versus Alex Pereira, who has to, what? Strike with someone and defend takedowns, which is what he's been doing his entire MMA career. So I just think this matchup favors Alex Pereira so much. I think he's going to win the leg kick battle again. I think he's going to go to the body a lot more with kicks and knees and punches. And I think he's going to push Adesanya to the fence again. I think he's going to stuff takedowns, kind of tire him out a little bit with body shots, knees, put him against the fence, and I think he's going to finish him again, either with a body shot or he's going to body shot, left hook, knee. I think he's going to TKO Adesanya again. I don't see him getting flatline KO'd. But I do think Alex Pereira will KO Adesanya again against the fence inside 2 or 3 rounds is my pick. So that's my full card predictions. I've got Pereira, I've got Masvidal, I've got Yanez, I've got Holland, I've got Rosas Jr., I've got Gastelum, Pinero, Pfeiffer, Williams, Godinez, Bahamondes, I've got Steve Garcia, and I've got Jacqueline Amorim. These are my full picks. Let me know yours down below, boys. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know everything down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like for more breakdown videos, more prediction videos in the future, and more matchmaking videos as well. Make sure you subscribe as well if you're not subscribed, bro. I'm trying to get to 5K this year, bro. We can fucking do that shit, bro. So, yeah, thank you for watching, boys. Much love. Have a good one. Goodbye. Trust.